Hey guys. Oh, my mute's on. Okay, you should hear me now. How are you all? I'm going to read you a story today called Duck and Goose. And this is a fun story. And it is written and illustrated by Tad Hills. Can you tell me what an author does? What does an author do? If you said an author writes the words, you are correct. What does an illustrator do? If you said an illustrator does the pictures, you are also correct. So we're going to be talking a little bit about some discoveries, and we're going to talk about making discoveries. So a discovery is something that you see for the first time, like you see it, you discover it, you talk about it, you try and learn more about it because you haven't seen it before. So this week, we're going to explore what happens when characters discover something new. So we'll have to see that. So this story is called Duck and Goose. And this genre is a fantasy. And what do we know about a fantasy? If you said a fantasy is something that does not happen in real life, you're correct. So a fantasy is something that doesn't happen in real life. So why could this, just looking at this picture, why would this not happen in real life? Do these look like real life? Like that looks like a real duck? No, it's kind of just a picture, an illustration of a duck. Same with this guy and a goose. So we're going to have to see what finds out. Oh my, what is that? Duck quacked. That's a silly question, Goose honked. It's a big egg, of course. Of course it's an egg, I know that, huffed Duck. Can you all huff? Ugh, ugh. What I mean is where did it come from? Goose looked skyward. He looked into the river. He looked to the fields. He thought very hard. Who are you? He asked. So they're looking at that and said, who are you? They don't know what it is. So maybe they're going to discover something new. So they think they found what? They think they found a big egg. That's what they think they found. And the characters we're going to talk about are Duck, the yellow duck, and the goose. And the goose is white. So they say, here we go. I, said Duck, puffing out his chest. Can you do that? I am the one whose eggs this is. I saw it first. Is that very nice? Goose quickly raised one of his webbed feet. It's mine. I touched it first. Look how silly they're being. So now they're going to fight about whose it is. Hey, you should never put your dirty foot on an egg, Duck scolded. Don't you know anything about caring for eggs? Yes, I do, cried out Goose. Stop yelling, Duck yelled, then whispered forcefully. Don't you know that you and your screaming are very likely disturbing the baby bird who's trying to take a snooze inside this egg? Goose wished that Duck wasn't right, but he lowered his head and whispered, I'm very sorry. Go back to sleep in there. So look, they're talking in the egg. That's so silly. Oh my goodness. So why did they start whispering? You didn't want to disturb the baby they think is in there. That's so silly. My, that's quite a beauty you have, called the bluebird from across the river. Thank you, it's mine, quacked Duck. Well, actually, it's mine, honked Goose. Thank you. So there's a new character, the bluebird. So, asked Duck, what do we do now? We should do something, suggested Goose.